So over this last year, I've gotten my hands on the iPad mini and the new iPad Air. And if you're in the market for both of these, I'd like to tell you some of the pros and cons of both, and then what I went for and why. So let's check them both out. So the iPad mini and the iPad Air are both the perfect go-between between your phone and your MacBook. When I need a break scrolling on the phone and I need to give my eyes a little rest, I grab the iPad Air. It's the perfect size for scrolling, reading the news, and most of my internet research. They both have this boxy edge now, which I really like. You can see both of these have the second generation pencil. Just for your user experience alone, having a pencil to scroll with, to break up the monotony of using your fingers, helps a lot. Plus, you can doodle with it, you can draw with it, you can do all this other stuff with it. So definitely when you get your iPad, grab a pencil because it sticks on with MagSafe on the side, charges up, and it works great on both of these devices. I mentioned the 12 megapixel cameras that both of these have now, front and back. That means you can take advantage of center stage. So if you're doing FaceTime a lot, now the camera is smart enough to follow and track you. You don't need to worry about being in frame. It's just one less thing to worry about and to be more present in your conversations. I love center stage. I use it all the time, even in my Zoom calls. You can also use both of these iPads with the new universal control option, and that is you can add these as another screen. You have them set up right next to your screen. Now you've got another place you can hold your charts, your spreadsheets, whatever article you're referencing at the time, you have that down below, and now you've got double the screens. Both of these I boosted up to 256 gigabytes of space. I think that's plenty for a tablet. You also have USB-C ports on the bottom of these, so you can always plug in an external HD. The build quality of these things is a little different. The Mini actually seems more durable. The Air seems kind of thin. It makes kind of weird sounds when I'm tapping on it. So if you're gonna get both of these, get a hard case immediately, especially for the Air. Both are great for productivity. I love the split screen, text-to-speech, all the apps, gaming, making music on it, and also the batteries last forever on both of these devices. The M1 chip is actually geared towards even better battery usage. With the Air, I rarely have to charge it at all. It's one of those devices that when you finally have to charge it, you're kind of annoyed because you never really have to, and you're like, what? But also let me say that the iPad Air charges super fast. You've got a 20-watt charging block that comes with it, and so you plug that in and you're back at 100% and super fast. So the thing that really solidified me in choosing which one of these was this M1 chip. I've had experience with a couple M1 chips already, and they just really blew my mind from where we used to be with the Intel-based chips. This iPad feels like it's almost too powerful, and that's a good thing because that means that it's going to be able to hold up to future apps, tons of files, photos. It's going to be in my little archive. So the M1 chip offers an 8-core CPU, 8-core GPU, and 8 gigabytes of RAM at its lowest configuration compared to the Minis, which have the A15 Bionic chip, which consists of a 6-core CPU and a 5-core GPU. Now these M1 chips are also designed to be super energy efficient, and I have definitely noticed an increase in battery life with the Air. With all the M1 chips, they just have crazy battery life, which is really nice for us finally. A little bit more about these M1 chips is that across the board, it's gonna help with every type of app that you wanna use in this thing, from video editing to webcamming to center stage, Zoom calls. I have had no problems handling any type of scenario with this thing. I've never had a problem with processing. I've had tons of apps open. I've been doing gaming. It's not laggy, it's not choppy at all. Lightroom, Procreate, these are my favorite apps on here to use. So it's a super good value. I totally dig the blue as well. The Mini is nice and small, but the Air is kind of the perfect size for me. I'm a big guy. The added weight wasn't really a huge deal to me at all. I mean, there's definitely a difference in these, but it's very small, the weight difference in these, which is crazy. This iPad Air 10.9-inch screen, and you can see how much smaller the Mini is. So the Mini and the Air kind of fall in the mid-range for Apple iPads right now. There's the iPad Pro, which is bigger, also has this M1 chip, but I'm not a pro iPad user at all. I'm just a very casual one. But definitely for the pros, when Apple steps up and starts dropping M2 chips in the iPad Pros, that is going to be huge, and all these different form factors just help with your creativity. So I say use them all, whatever it takes to get those creative juices running. And this iPad Air M1 is definitely going to keep me happy for many years. Now coming up soon, we may be seeing the entry-level iPads also getting a boost, but unless they get this M1 chip, those things are only going to be relevant for a few years, whereas this iPad Air with the M1 is going to give you enough power and speed to last for a long time. Just don't drop it. So folks, if you're in the market for an iPad, I would say go with the iPad Air. This is definitely the best money, the best bang for your buck. It's going to last you for a long time. Perfect size, perfect weight for me. Give it a shot. If this video helped you out at all, I would appreciate a subscribe from you so much. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers in the next couple of months, and that little click means so much to me. I will just give you a big virtual hug if I could. So please hit that subscribe button. Please hit that like button. That helps me in the algorithm and helps my video get found by more viewers like you. So thank you everyone for watching. I appreciate it so much, and I hope to see you at the next one. Take care.